Sometimes I just wish it was a little easier.
We're off to pick up flooring for our Riverside townhouse project.
Can't even tell you how much flooring we've selected and installed over the years.
Now there are so many different types of flooring, it can be really overwhelming.
Not only are there so many types of flooring, there's so many colors and finishes. I don't even know where you start with that.
There's so much to choose from, and we're on our way now to see what's available and find some great flooring options for our project. When choosing flooring, there are so many options now. We have things like solid hardwood, engineered hardwood.
Of course, there's laminate and luxury vinyl.
In our spreadsheet, I only put a $3 budget for flooring. So the first thing that's going to help us make our choice is budget.
Right.
So let's take a look. We have, I love this one. This is so gorgeous, but $5.98 a square foot, totally outside of our budget.
We could look at engineered.
So for engineered, I absolutely love this natural oak look.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
So beautiful. And I love that engineered, even though it's not solid hardwood, at least it's made up with the levels of plywood. So when you're walking on it, it feels like solid hardwood. But
Again, price.
we didn't come down very much. We're at $5.38.
Well, let's go down and look at the laminates and the vinyl.
I think that's a good idea. The finishes that they've been putting on those types of flooring now have gotten so much better over the years. I really like this one. I'm kind of thinking about doing the cabinets in a walnut finish on the island. So walnut on the floor would be gorgeous. And this one's a laminate, so $2.38. This one is totally in our price point.
Hello, George. Can you please come to the service desk?
George, go to the service desk. There's a whole bunch more down here. This, gorgeous. This color is exactly what I was thinking. I love how this one has a wide plank look. I love the casual nature of that plank size. $3.48. So we're squidging our budget just a little bit, but it could work.
So we need transition strips and stair nosings. We have a ton of stairs, so we'll have to make sure that's available.
Okay, well, we'll keep looking then, because there's something like this that's kind of interesting. It's kind of a unique coloring, and I like that if I end up doing the walnut, the darker tones in that floor might tie in the walnut cabinet. So that one could be super gorgeous. Let me see. Oh my gosh, Draper, look. This one is so gorgeous. And the thing about it being waterproof, I think that's really important because we know we're putting this in the kitchen. So we should be watching for that on the ones that we pick.
That's a good point, Heather, because if a dishwasher ever leaks in a kitchen, you won't have to rip up your entire floor.
So we'll watch for that because the new homeowners will be really grateful if we have that on there. What have you found over here?
Just some more vinyl. This is stick down, so it's peel and stick.
How do you feel about that?
I don't think it's quite as nice.
The other thing is it looks like it's only water resistant.
Yeah, we definitely want waterproof because we're putting it in the kitchen and possibly in the entry maybe.
If we could take some larger samples and whatever we don't like, we can return it and lay out some full-size sheets of the hardwood, I think we'll be able to see the variation in the wood better.
Okay, so do you want to pick your top three?
Yeah, I think this one is definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, I actually like this kind of variation in it.
And then that one down there that was waterproof. Oh, the other thing I noticed about this one that you were worried about.
It looks like that one has the nosings.
Yeah, it's got it listed on here, so we should be able to order those in. Okay, great. And then there was one over here that I thought was really nice. This walnut look laminate. So should we take boxes of those three options and lay them out and get a better look?
Sounds good.
Okay, love it. Okay, so you checked, no problem returning the open boxes?
Yeah, as long as all the pieces are accounted for, we can return a box. Let's go check about nosings for that laminate.
Oh, right, yeah. Because then what do you do if it doesn't have nosings?
You can do metal nosings to cap the front of the stairs.
Okay, so there's options, but...
Options, but it doesn't look as nice. Yeah, so that walnut look one does have nosings and transitions.
Okay, awesome. And then what about this stuff? Is that something that we need to get when we get the flooring?
Depends on the flooring. Some of them have underlay built in, some don't. So obviously if it doesn't have underlay built in, then you need the rolls of underlay as a step for install.
That might be something that we're considering when we're picking. Herringbone for $3.98 each.
It's nice.
I'm getting slightly distracted.
As per usual.
And look, I found herringbone marble on clearance.
Hey.
I really love that color. That would be beautiful with our marble countertop.
Why don't we go look at tools?
No. We're here to do flooring. But I wonder if they have enough for the bathrooms. Question, do you see me running back to buy that clearance marble? I don't know. I wish I had have looked to see how much they had of the color that they like. I think I'm going to let Chris load up this hardwood. I'm going to go check the quantity. The marble is going to haunt me. So I'm running back. I'm gonna see how much they have. Feel like I need about maybe 30 square feet for one of the bathroom floors. So let's see if I get lucky for quantity. It looks like they have two different colors here. This sort of bluer. The one I really like is this browner one, and it's not looking optimistic for how much they have. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 square feet. So not enough to do a bathroom, unfortunately, but we do have that bar in the kitchen and it might be enough for there. I'm gonna take this up to the front. I'm gonna see if they can check another store to see if they have any stock, because this one is actually only $3.98 a square feet for 100% marble herringbone in the perfect color that I think will match our stone countertops perfectly. I have to dig deep here because it's too gorgeous. So glad that you asked about being able to return these big boxes of the flooring material.
Yeah, it'll give us a much better idea of the color variation.
Yeah, because they just give us these little samples. Like these are free from the store, but
you can't.
no, I mean, you can't do anything with that. They're so small. So you're going to open these up and we'll lay a few boards on the floor?
Yeah, we'll lay a bunch of boards from each box. And
Awesome. Can't wait to see it. Oh my God, this is getting so exciting. I'm so glad we're finally getting to the fun part of the project.
there's still demo.
Soon demo will be over and we get to pick the pretty things.
Do you have a front runner?
I don't know. I mean, they're so different. Like, I love how rich this one is.
Yeah, it is quite nice, especially in this natural light.
They do look totally different than they looked in the store, hey?
Yes.
I'm so glad we brought them home. I mean, that's a great tip. If you're out there and you're picking anything for your home, but especially things like hardwood, if you can bring the samples and put them down in your own actual light, it looks totally different. Like these looked golden in the store.
Yeah.
And they're much more like sandy toned here, I find.
I think I actually like them better here than in the store.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, that's an upside. I definitely like the variation that's in this one that we liked from the beginning in the store.
Yeah, I think that was my favorite in the store.
And I like how light it is. Like, I think we saw a lot of this dark wood for so long. I mean, even just this little bit of sight dust, you really notice it, whereas this is going to hide a lot.
Yeah.
So that's an upside for this one. If we end up doing that walnut idea for the island, then I like how this being like a faux walnut, you can see how with the cabinets, it might start to pick up some of these darker tones. The same thing happens here with this one, where it starts to bring out all those dark tones. So
Yeah.
that is great.
Now, where are you thinking of putting this?
Well, I kind of want one flooring material throughout the whole house except the mudroom in the basement. I really wanted to do like a really interesting tile down there because it is kind of a forgotten space. So I want to make sure that it has something special going on with it. And I think I'm going to do that with flooring.
Right. So you're thinking front entryway,
Yeah.
kitchen,
Yeah.
powder room. We have our laminate sample, and then we have the two final plank.
Yeah.
So the laminate was only water resistant.
Okay.
It was not waterproof.
Right.
So if you're thinking front entry
Oh,
and
shoot.
kitchen,
Right.
I would take the laminate out of our choice.
Okay, because the laminate, you're worried about this inner core.
Yeah, the inner core, if you had a leak from a dishwasher, this can absorb water, your floor is going to swell, and then you have to replace your flooring
So-
because you can't refinish.
Shoot, so that one, if we ended up liking this, we could maybe take the risk in the kitchen, but this couldn't go in the entry because there's just so much water in there.
Yeah, water, especially in wintertime when you're coming in with snowy boots.
Oh yeah, there's just so much of that MDF exposed, and that's definitely going to swell with that type of use. Okay, well, I really want the same material in the entryway as I want in the rest of the house. So as much as I like the color of this one, I think he's automatically cut out.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, well, let's just get him out of here then. Okay, so these two do both say that they're waterproof. So that's fine for my entryway. The other thing that was in the store was the underlay.
Yes, so if you look on the box, one of them does say...
Yeah, this one right here, underlay attached. What does that mean? So that's the underlay?
Correct.
Oh, amazing. So this one is more of a one-step install, but that one is two-step because you need to use the underlay?
You have to buy a roll of underlay for this one.
We have to add the cost of the underlay, whereas this one we don't.
That one we don't.
Okay, so some budget considerations. I love the coloring of this one with the marble that we picked.
Yeah.
I feel like this one has the same sort of gray-green tones as the marble. This one has some of them, so I think I'm gonna need to take some of these samples to the marble and hold them up to that. We also have the kitchen samples are on their way to us. I am so excited about those getting here. The minute that the cabinet samples arrive, I'm going to be taking those to see it all together, and you don't want to miss that, so be sure to subscribe. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when I talk about the marble that I picked, then go ahead and take a look at episode number 3, where I went to the stone yard and found the most gorgeous marble for a bargain. Bargain marble is the theme of this house.
Okay, today we're going to start opening up this wall that separates the current bedroom, and we're changing the layout of that bedroom to have a walk-in closet and an ensuite. I'm going to start with removing the door jamb, and then we're going to make sure we turn off the breaker because we have light switches and outlets on both sides of this wall. And then I'll start removing the drywall. So I'll start by taking my knife and just cutting the tape in all the inside corners so we don't do any extra damage than we need to. And then we'll get the drywall off both sides of the wall, and then we'll pull back the framing for the new opening. Okay, we got the first side of our wall off. A couple little surprises, but nothing major. We've got 2 spots where we have this low voltage conduit running up. So that runs up into the attic. I'm not worried about relocating that because there is an attic space above, so that'll be easy to move. We do have our electrical to deal with, and it's pulled back into this corner. So we'll have to relocate the first plug and then figure out the new lighting from there. Before we can remove these studs to open this wall up, we have some electrical to remove. I'm going to pull the power back to the first plug where everything's fed from. That way it'll be out of my way, and then I can remove the rest and leave the 2 switch boxes hanging. That way the electrician can trace where all the wires were going from there. That should open things up enough to allow me to open up the section of wall I need to open up. So we have 5 studs to remove. I find it easiest to use this reciprocating saw and cut the nails between the bottom of the stud and the bottom plate, and then you can just pull them down from the top. Or we remove the top plate, we're gonna have to get these low voltage conduits out of the way. So I'm gonna head into the attic and we'll see if we can pull those wires up and then just drop this conduit down. It's looking a little tight, but see the conduit there. We just got to follow it to a box over top of the wall, and hopefully we don't fall through the ceiling. Hopefully I fit over there because we have all these lovely nails too. 2 coaxial cables. So we're just gonna pull those up and coil them up. So now, find the screw for the conduit, holding it in the box. Okay, pipe's loose, and we're just gonna drop it down.
Wednesday morning update. It's not good news. I have not been to the house yet, so I don't know exactly what to expect, but Chris texted me yesterday and told me that some of the walls that we were planning to remove to make the kitchen wider, to get my big beautiful island in there, we cannot remove. So that is super disappointing. We are hoping that maybe there's a workaround. I'm on my way to site now to see what that whole story is. It happens in every construction project, and you just have to roll with these changes as they come your way. But sometimes I just wish it was a little easier. Speaking of my Wednesday updates on the construction site, we are hoping to start doing these live soon. We are 19 subscribers away from being able to go live. So if you are watching and you haven't subscribed yet, we would be so grateful.
Too many things in my hand.
So,
Still not great.
that's not great.
That. Whoa, hold on a second. That looks amazing. Oh, that's gonna be good.
It opens it up quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, so much better. That's gonna be a good little mudroom. I'm gonna feel good about that. I'm really worried about the surprises in the kitchen.
Yeah, some are good, some aren't so good.
Oh, really? Okay, so there's good news and bad news. Oh my God, okay, hold on. That was unexpected. So there's some good news.
Yeah, steel beam. Hopefully we can make that bulkhead smaller.
Yeah, oh my goodness. That is gonna be so much better. I can't believe this, like, this massive thing in the room that I've hated. Sorry, I needed to get that coat off. I needed to get my cup of tea. Okay, so we're happy about finding a steel beam.
So yeah, we have a steel beam. We have this electrical to sort out
Okay.
and tidy up.
Okay.
But we could make this bulkhead smaller. Maybe we could expose the beam.
I mean, when you told me that this found the steel beam the other day, my instant thought was how gorgeous, like give the kitchen a bit of an industrial vibe,
Yeah.
expose it and paint it black.
Right.
I think that would be so beautiful. And then we're just getting it like as small as possible, because in my kitchen design, it runs into the hood fan. But if we can expose it, then I feel like it instantly becomes like a great feature in the kitchen.
Take down the rest of the drywall and framing around the steel beam.
Okay, great.
We'll be able to see more of the wiring.
That's a super amazing surprise. I'm going to be so glad to see that get smaller, but I hate the other surprise that you found.
Yes, the other surprise,
This is when construction does not always cooperate.
a wall that we didn't think was load bearing is load bearing. So
Things we were definitely not expecting to find.
yes. So this wall, and that was the other side of the fridge opening. There's a beam on top of it, so it's load bearing.
And we don't think that we can remove it at all.
Well, I've done some measuring and I'm hopeful we can make it shorter. I don't think we're
Okay.
going to get rid of it completely, but I've contacted the engineer we've used in the past and he's coming tomorrow morning. So he's going to have a look, do some more measures with me, and then hopefully we can come up with a plan.
And then if we can get it shorter, what does that look like?
We'll end up with about 10 inches left. There is a load-bearing wall underneath, and then up above us there is an exterior wall.
It's like in here.
Yeah, it's in that same sort of area.
So best case scenario, we're 10 inches. Worst case scenario, this just stays where it is.
But
This is
I'm not the expert, so the engineer will tell me what's right.
This is going to be a huge problem because my island, I don't have room for the island the way that I've designed it if this wall has to stay here.
Yeah, well, we'll find out hopefully tomorrow.
So remember in last week's video when I was like, have your design done? But then of course You open walls and there's massive problems.
Sometimes there's a surprise. Yeah, at the end of this video, we'll give you the answer.
You'll have to subscribe because in the next video, I'll update you with some changes to the kitchen plan. The entire kitchen design video is going to be coming up in a future episode, but I will share with you kind of the tweaks I made in next week's video to deal with our unexpected problem. So up here, you and I were talking and we're not so sure now about doing the big wardrobes here.
King size bed, it does make it a little bit tight.
Right.
And we already have this big closet.
Yeah, the closet is a great size. So you're thinking leave the closet.
Leave the closet,
Yeah.
and then we'll reframe this wall.
Doorway into the room.
We're gonna reframe this, yeah.
Yeah.
New doorway into the bedroom, and then we have a full ensuite.
And then we're just going to leave this doorway to the ensuite the way it sits now.
Yes.
Okay, so you're walking into the room. We'll have a bit of a wall here, and then you're into the nice big open bedroom.
Yeah, I think the bedroom will feel a lot bigger.
Okay, great.
I've got the kitchen beam exposed. I have some wires to tidy up, so we'll probably end up just with a little wee wire chase at the very top of that beam, but otherwise the beam will be exposed, which should be pretty cool. Yeah, we just had our meeting with the structural engineer. Fortunately, he didn't want to be on camera, but I went over everything with him, showed him what we wanted to do, and he has come up with a good plan for us to move forward. So I haven't told Heather yet. Give her a quick call and kind of let her know what's going on and kind of what she needs to do with the kitchen design.
Okay, go.
Go? Well, it's not great news.
Oh, man, okay.
So you'll have to, I'm just kidding. We're gonna get rid of the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, so what did he say?
Basically, I have to open the ceiling up more so I can restructure everything that's there. So I'll build a couple temporary walls, and then I can remove this, and then I can restructure and hanger from what's here. So we actually got pretty lucky. This wall's sitting on a triple beam, and randomly there's a 4-ply beam here.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, so it comes over to the steel beam. So that's actually supporting nothing, so there's no reason for it to be there.
Okay.
So when the original framing was done, that was a mistake because the exterior wall's on this double ply beam on this side of it. So we're actually going to be transferring load from that double ply, hangering that onto the 4-ply.
Oh my god, amazing.
So it'll basically rest on the new point load we put here, and this point load will go down to the 3-ply beam that's supporting this wall. He's getting me drawings hopefully by Sunday, and I can submit that to the city to adjust our permit for the structure. I mean, it's a lot more work than just taking out a non-structural wall, but
Yeah, it kind of became a whole animal of itself.
yeah, but we'll get rid of the whole thing. So now you can still have your huge, beautiful kitchen island.
Oh, I'm so glad. So relieved. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's
So-
good news. I will carry on with my real work for the day while you
Yeah.
what are you doing now?
A lot more work. Other wall in the kitchen that Heather wanted me to make shorter. I've got it opened up. Heather wanted to see how far back we can go, but if you look at this post here, that's actually carrying a header that's holding our stair landing. I was able to peek my head in the ceiling. See if I can get the camera up there for you. If you look all the way at the back, you can see some joist hangers that are holding the beam. And then if we look into the next one, it's not there. So that post is holding up the corner of that one beam. So unfortunately for Heather, this one's not an easy change. So I think that wall is going to stay the same. Okay, it's Friday afternoon. We're just winding the week down. This week was pretty productive. I've got majority of the demo done. And be sure to watch next week's video because I'll be starting all our new framing, and Heather will be working on lighting plans so we can start getting trades in to do all our rough-in work for electrical and plumbing. In the meantime, I'm going to start scraping the texture off the ceiling. It's not painted, so hopefully that makes my life easy.